Good morning. As you get here, say hello. Let me know that you're here in the comments while I take care of a couple of things. I got to hit live in all the different places and make sure that we are set. There goes one. All right, we're live there. So say hello in the comments and let me know that you're here. Good morning. Okay, looks like we're live everywhere we're supposed to be. And let me pull this up on my phone real quick as well. Hmm. Okay, where do we go? Make sure you say hello when you get here so that I know you're here. Okay, here we are. All right, perfect. It takes a few little mountains to climb. I just realized I didn't finish my hair this morning. What's that about? All right. So I hope it's a beautiful day where you're at. I hope I'm not freezing up because it looks like I am on this other thing. So maybe not. All right. So let me take a sip of my tea. This morning I have an Earl Grey tea. I don't have coffee. Partly because we're out of the good stuff and I got to go to the store today and get some more. Does that ever happen to you? Typically, I usually keep extra around, and this time, no. So we were out of the cup. Now we have some. I'm just not too fond of it, so I just let it go. And so I'm waiting to see if we're going to have anybody that's going to be able to pop into the live. And so I'm going to give everybody a minute. And I'll just say some of the I was listening to some Joe Dispenza this morning. I love Joe Dispenza, and it was like as I was listening to him and remembering some other episodes that I had listened to him because I had him on YouTube. That's where I all of a sudden the idea of the affirmation and the journal prompt came to me, and it was like, okay, this is something that is going to be beneficial, I believe. And so I'm excited to share it with you guys. And so I'm going to give everybody just a minute while I check over here and see what's going on there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Make sure you let me know you're here when you get here so that I can have a conversation with you. I'm streaming into several different places, and like I said, if you're watching the replay, make sure you put hashtag replay. Good morning, Wendy, and let me know that you were here and answer questions or ask questions in the comments. That'll be beautiful. And I am streaming into some other locations that I may not always know that you're there. So if I'm not acknowledging you, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see it. But I do appreciate you being there, and just ask questions or leave a comment as well. All right, did I go ahead and, oh, no, I didn't. Oh, goodness. All right, so just a second, and I'm going to bring up the affirmation for today. I am living on the sunny side of life where every day feels like a playful adventure. Because we've been talking a lot about putting play in your life and living life as an adventure and creating the story of your life, playing it as a game, all of these different things. And they all mean the same thing, really. And so, and there's a song, and the song popped in my head this morning too, and I couldn't remember the words of the song. All I could remember was living on the sunny side of life. And it really came flowing in me as I was listening to Joe Dispenza this morning. And it was like, that's the affirmation for today. And so I don't know. Do you guys? Hi, Carrie. Good to have you here. Are you familiar with the song "Living on the Sunny Side of Life"? And I swear I cannot even remember anything else but that. So anybody know that song? Is that the title of the song? I started to look it up, but then I didn't because I was trying to get everything done. But it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we are looking at the powerful part of us, because anything that comes after the words I am is powerful, very powerful. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's still powerful. It has the ability to change things, right? Whether you're complaining about something that's going on in your life and you say the words I am, and then you put something else after it, like frustrated, aggravated, pissed off, whatever it is, those things are powerful too. And they will actually bring more things around you to create that emotion in you, right? So when we say, I am living on the sunny side of life, it's like that's a totally different feeling emotion. And, if saying that brings that to us, bring it on, right? So I love this affirmation. I'm living on the sunny side of life where every day feels like a playful adventure. And we kind of pop in and out of that, right? So it's not like you say this and then you always feel like everything's a playful adventure. No, but you're focusing on it. And remember, whatever we focus on, we magnetically bring to us. And so we're really being mindful about our vibration and our magnetism that's bringing life to us, right? And so it's just taking a breath and feeling into it and recognizing and anticipating that this is the way things are. And one of the things you can do is be grateful that that's what your life is, right? And even if it's not that way in every given moment, when it is, that's when you really dive into, oh, I am so grateful. And I share in a lot of different places and then I share here. So sometimes I may be repeating myself. And if I am, I apologize, or maybe it needs to be said again. I don't know. But I had a guest on my podcast the other day, and one of the things that he was sharing with me, and I'd heard it before, but for some reason it really resonated when he said it, that if we were all sitting in front of this big pot and we took all of our problems and we threw them in the pot and we could get somebody else's out, when we see what everybody else deals with, most of the time we would take ours back in a heartbeat. And so sometimes it's we see the things that's going on with us and then it feels like a lot of angst, but maybe it's not. And I had a conversation with someone the other day and I've asked him to be on my podcast. I'm hoping he will, but he's, I don't know that he's comfortable with it. But man, oh man, he had the life, right? And the things that he has overcome in his life have been so monumental that I really feel like nobody has a real excuse, because if people that, and all the people on my podcast, almost every one of them has this story of what they went through and how amazing their life is now. And so we all the time have the choice. Do we choose to live on the sunny side of life, or do we choose to be a victim? And if any of those people were able to endure, especially this gentleman that I was talking to, endure what they went through and make a decision at some point that says, I'm not going to live like this anymore. This is not going to be my life. And they were able to change it. That means anybody can do it, right? And so it's recognizing that we're pouring into ourselves and allowing ourselves the vision, the joy, the confidence, everything that we need to make it true, right? So even if it doesn't feel like you now, it will. Just be trusting that you have the power to change anything thing in your life to something different. It starts with you. And so I am living on the sunny side of life where every day feels like a playful adventure. Just breathe into that. And then I want you to today put it on your sticky notes, put it on your index card, put it the screensaver of your phone, put it on your mirror, put it somewhere where you see it. And it'll be a reminder to reflect on this, right? To internalize this, to trust this, because we do have the power. We have the power to have, what is it that, hold on a second. What is Helen Keller's quote? Oh, hell, hold on a second. Let me see what it was. I said it the other day, and now it's for some reason not. Give me a second. Well, I'm having to look for it. So let's just see. Give me a second. Oh, there it is. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. And I love that. Good morning, Lynn. I see you're here. So just think about that. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. And so we can choose to live on the sunny side of life where every day feels like a playful adventure or not. And so the thing is, you get to choose. And so I'm asking you today, choose this. Just, you only have to do it for today, and just see how things change for you. Because, and it doesn't mean you say this and then you go off on a tangent about how everything's horrible in your life or what's going wrong over here or the politics or make this, just try it for today. If you're a person that kind of dabbles in learning about all the things that are going on in the world, try just today to quiet all of that out and just live with this affirmation, letting all that other stuff go. I don't know why that. I'll have to check on that, Lynn. And to be honest with you, I forgot to do the at everyone. So maybe that's it. So I'll look and see, because doesn't it usually notify us? So I'll check on that, Lynn. I apologize. And I try to remember to do the at everyone, but I don't always remember. All right. So, but thank you for being here. I'm so glad you're here. And so we are today, just for today, we're going to let all of that societal noise just be silent, to quiet it as best we can and utilize our God-given ability to create the life we want, to focus and trust, right? So today, focus and trust and feel into the living on the sunny side of life and making every day a playful adventure. Because doesn't that by itself just feel delicious to think? What if every single day could be sunnier? Maybe it's not the brightest spark from the sun, because let's face it, if every day was so damn sunny, it would become mundane and it wouldn't be special. And we want to have a beautiful life, but we want to have those ebbs and flows, right? It means that everything is whew, right? I have to search for you through your page. Normally it simply pops up. Okay, I'll see what I can figure out about that. That'll be on my notes for today. I have things to do. All right. And so, but I'm glad you're here and glad you made it. And so you're not getting the notifications either, Carrie? All right. So maybe my settings didn't go. Oh, thank you. I love this affirmation too. Um, so um, just get as much juice out of this as you can, right? Because we can have the juiciest, most brilliant life. And like I was saying a moment ago, but it has to have the ebbs and flows because we don't want things to flow so far down, right? You didn't either. Oh my goodness. I'll have to that will be on my thing today to look up. Um let me see. I just opened a new pen. I got to take the little thing off the point. Here we go. I'm making a note here so I'll remember to look. And I'll be honest, I had intended to get on and give you the alert. I'll be going live in 10 minutes, but that's when I was trying to create the affirmation and figuring out what I wanted it to say. And then it just time went right past me. So I apologize for that too. I'm not always able to juggle all the balls effectively. Sometimes I drop one of them, but that's okay, right? We show up and we're here. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and share the journal prompt. All right. What playful or joyful moment would brighten your day today? And how can you sprinkle more fun into your daily life? Anybody have any thoughts on that? What playful or joyful moment would brighten your day today? No worries. We are here. That's what is important. That's true. That's true, Lynn. So, anybody want to chime in on that? What playful or joyful moment would brighten your day today? A thought of something that you could do today that would do that for you. I can't wait to see. So as I'm thinking of that, I'm thinking maybe one of the playful or joyful moments I could have today would be going out and going for a walk, but I still have the junky hip thing going on, but I think I can go for a walk. You have a lunch day. Ooh, nice. How can you make that playful? The lunch date. That would be intriguing, right? What is today? Today is Wednesday. Oh, you got a midweek lunch date. I love it. So one of the things that I have really been working on bringing out in me is my more playful side. And because I think I've shared the story of when I went to the mall with this gentleman and he was being all playful and dancing and stuff, and I held back, right? And when I look back at it, there's a lot of times that I've done that. And and like sometimes when it comes to doing certain tasks and everything, I've been looking at how can I make the task a little more playful, whether it's I'll put on some more playful music, or maybe in between doing things, I'll dance around or just feel silly. Listen to a comedy thing. I love listening to some of those. And so, what do you feel like you can do to be more playful or joyful today? Inquiring minds want to know. We've been watching great movies. Ooh, what's the best one? Give me one to go watch. I will tell you, I started watching Oppenheimer, I think it is, and it was like, oh, I don't know that I just it was such a dark, dense thing that it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to watch this another time. I can't finish it. So I watched a good bit of it, but it just had this angst in it that I just wasn't willing to deal with at the moment. So, Wendy, what's a good movie? Tell us about one of them, or just give us the name of one of them. It's a second date, so we're just getting to know each other, but I know he's going to smell good. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. So, show him your playful, your joyful side. And because I know, especially for me, I'm not dating at all right now, but when I was, especially on first, second, third dates, sometimes I wouldn't be so much me. We saw one yesterday with Anne Hathaway. Maybe it is called The Story. Oh, I watched that one. That one was so good with her with the boy band thing. Am I remembering? Is that the right one? I did watch that, and that was so good. I loved it. So, Lynn, do you think you'll be able to show him your playful side? Or maybe you have already. I don't know. All right. So, have you? Um, that movie was really good. I loved it. I even called my niece and said, "Hey, have you watched this?" She said, "I just watched it." It was good. And it had such, I loved the ending. I don't want to give anything away, but I loved the ending. I really did. So when you say Wendy, when you say we, is that you and your husband? Yeah, yep, very cute. So Wendy, was that you and your husband that were watching it? Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. I dated a guy for a while that would watch all those movies with me and everything. And unfortunately, that was the best part of the relationship. So it didn't last. All right, let me look over here and see. Okay, get back. All right, so remember, we're going to journal today and put your get your journal out, your notebook out, put your date up there, and then just put your affirmation and your journal prompt and just brain dump. I mean, what in the world could you do today to be playful and joyful? And then, how can you make that be in your daily life more? All right, I'm going to move this over here so I can see. He said he was romantic, so I asked where the flowers were. He didn't bring flowers, but brought me a homemade peanut butter cookie. I like him already. I'm blessed. I have been with my soulmate for 40 years. Oh my God, you are blessed. Oh, if I could be with my soulmate and all, then that would be totally different, but that is not what my experience has been. Especially, my children's father passed away. Of course, it's a long story, but anyway, he passed away, and for a couple of years after that, I couldn't date anyway. And then when I started dating, I would meet somebody, it would be great till it wasn't. Then I had some really, I to be honest with you, my dating life was like a story. I could write a book about this stuff because for those that aren't aware, I'm also a hairstylist. And so my salon clients were always asking me, so what's going on in your dating life? What's going on? Because it was like uh, this daring adventure. I mean, some of the stories that I could share about all that is just just amazing, right? I did some of the online dating. I got fixed up with people, but it wasn't. I didn't have that many of the just organically go into the grocery store and somebody says, "Hey, here's my number," so none of that. Well, I did have one gentleman that approached me in the grocery store, but it was like he seemed nice and everything. And I gave him a number and we had a couple of conversations, but it didn't go anywhere from there. But anyway, I see people who have wonderful, happy marriages. And it's just like when you're with someone like that, there's just this flow to it. It's like each person knows what the other person is doing. And like I'll share And I know I'm getting off on a tangent, but anyway, I thank you for that share, Wendy. But I I have a friend that her and her husband, they've been together for quite a long time. She's my best friend. And when they first got married, they'd been married for just a little bit. And actually, I was with her the night that she met him. And so I was a bridesmaid and the maid of honor and the wedding and all these different things. And I was over at their house one day. They'd had this big gathering, and I was still there. And suddenly, he's vacuuming under my feet and all this stuff. And I said, "Are you trying to get rid of me?" He said, "No, this is just our thing." So it's like they already knew what he was going to do, what she was going to do. So it wasn't like anybody was standing around saying, "Are you going to vacuum the carpet? Are you going to do this?" It was like they already had this ebb and flow to their relationship. Not to say they didn't have some rocky times, they did. But they had a beautiful relationship, and they were so much fun to be around. And then my sister and my brother-in-law, it's like when you're around them, each one of them has this flow of what they're doing, and it's like, wow, that's amazing. And so maybe that's in my future at some point. Who knows? Let's see. Let me get over here so I can see this better. I met my husband when he was a waiter in a restaurant, and I went out to dinner, and we have been together ever since. Oh, that's a movie. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. And my children's father, when I was actually one of my salon clients fixed me up with him, right? And when she told me his name, I said, "Where does he live? Is he live near you?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "I think I went to high school with him." And she said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." So we had a couple of conversations, and there was another Vicky in my class, and so when we were first talking, he thought he was talking to the other Vicky. He didn't realize he was talking to me, but I knew exactly who he was. He was older than me, but we had the same homeroom, and we dated for a while. Then we got married. He actually adopted my son because my son was from a previous marriage. And that's the one. If you remember me telling you about the most special moment that I bring to my mind is when he was out tossing the ball with my son, and I had my daughter, and I was swinging her on the swing, and that's just one of my fondest moments that I can go back to. Mm. So thank you for sharing that. It gives me the hope that maybe someday I'll have that. Maybe. Of course, that means I have to get out and date again. And right now, I'm not willing. And I say that as as I'm reading this Dating with a Full Deck and doing the singles challenge with Stacy. But right now, I'm perfectly happy with my life as it is. And because I feel like I do live on the sunny side of life, even though I have ups and downs, right? And I the thing is, I think my experience with relationships, especially after Gary, that I never seem to have found someone who is actually encouraging you to be you, encouraging you to do things. And actually, maybe I would love to have someone that's a part of what I do. And so, I've got all these, I have this longing every now and then to have that relationship, but the majority of the time, I'm perfectly happy without that. And so we shall see what the future brings, right? And so I'll just use one of those things that people will say all the time. It's like, well, if I'm supposed to be in one, it'll happen, right? All right. So we've got our affirmation. I'm going to say the affirmation again. And so definitely make sure that you write this one out, right? I'm living on the sunny side of life where every day feels like a playful adventure. And then our journal prompt: what playful or joyful moment would brighten your day today? And how can you sparkle more fun into the daily life? And I probably shouldn't have put moment. What should I put? What, playful or joyful? I don't know. Maybe moment works. I was writing it out at the last minute right before we got on here because I changed my mind totally on what I was going to do. So thank you, ladies, for being here and sharing. And I will look to see why you are not getting notifications, because it could be something that changed when I changed the name. Dance. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's fun. You know, one of the things I love, you're welcome, Carrie. Thank you for being here. One of the things that I love to do, and I don't always do it, is when I am cooking, have on some music and dance around and stuff. Yes, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. And you have a playful, joyful day. And I would love to hear how it feels as you're focusing on this throughout the day. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. Mwah.